Welcome back to another taekook one shot. Hope you will love it. Comment it down. Enjoyed it. A grand family gathering at the cabin and bright lights, soft music, and relatives chattered, laughing and sipping wine. Everyone dressed elegantly, and the night seems perfect until it's not. Jungkook stood silently in the corner of the hall, holding a tray of drink. Watching everyone from behind the soft golden glow of the fairy lights, his dark blue silk clung to his lean frame, his long lashes fluttered as he blinked away the dizziness swirling in his head. He hadn't eaten properly that morning. His BP was already low, and the stress of getting ready for the big family function hasn't helped. Still, he pushed through it for Taehyung, his husband, cold, distant, untouchable. Jungkook thinking, you would think after 1 year of marriage, I would be used I would be used to it. His silence, his cold glances, but it still hurts. He looks across the room. Kim Taehyung, dressed in an expensive white suit, stood near the fireplace talking with some distant cousins. His back was straight, one hand on his pocket, the other holding a wine glass. He looked perfect as always, but not once had he looked at Jungkook since they arrived. Jungkook muttering softly, "Yeah, happy anniversary to us, I guess." He held the tray tighter, trying to walk towards the center table to refill the drink. The room spun for a second. Jungkook, no, not now, please. He shook it off, took a step, and someone bumped onto him. His foot twisted slightly, his hand jerked, and before he could stop it, a full glass of orange Taehyung, turning softly, "What the?" Turn around, glaring at the person behind him, but Jungkook had his face turned down, trying to wipe the floor in panic. Taehyung angrily, "Are you blind? This suit cost more than your monthly rent. What kind of idiot?" He froze. Jungkook slowly raised his head. Taehyung's eyes widened slightly. Jungkook softly but trembling, "You shouted at me without even checking who it was." Taehyung frowned, confused. You should have been careful. Jungkook, it's not about who, it's about being careless. Jungkook, oh really? Is that how you talk to your husband in front of everyone? Like I am your servant? He laughed bitterly, ignoring the eyes watching them now. Jungkook, you could have just said it softly. Taehyung quietly, stop making a scene. Lower your voice. Jungkook was rising. No, I wouldn't. I am tired, Taehyung. I am tired of being invisible to you. I am tired of pretending like the marriage means something when you treat me like. Suddenly, Jungkook's voice stopped. His eyes flushed. His knees buckled. Jungkook, Taehyung. And before he could finish, he collapsed straight into Taehyung's arms. Break. Gaps filled the room. Taehyung catch him with just in time, arms wrapped tight around Jungkook's waist as the youngest body went limp. Taehyung panicking, Jungkook, hey, look at me. He crossed gently, lowering him onto the floor, cupping his cheek. Taehyung shouting, someone call the doctor right now. Hospital room. Few hours later, soft breathing sound echoes in the room. Jungkook lay on the hospital bed, his face palm dark, pale dark circles under his eyes, and ivy drip slowly beside him. Taehyung sat beside the bed, elbows on his knees, head in his hand. He looked exhausted, broken, guilty. Doctor, he had very low blood pressure. You are lucky he didn't hit his head. He needed rest, food, and care. Please take it seriously. He fainted from stress and weakness. Taehyung nodding slowly. I understand. Thank you, doctor. The door closed. Taehyung looked at Jungkook. Taehyung softly. Why didn't you tell me? He reached out, pushing Jungkook's hair away from his forehead. Taehyung, I didn't know you were feeling like that. But he stopped it. How could he explain? How could he say that his coldness was fear? That he loved Jungkook, but didn't know how to show it. He had married Jungkook to fulfill family's expectation, but somewhere along the way he had fallen for him, and now he might lose him. Morning, Jungkook wake up. Jungkook eyes fluttering open. Where? Taehyung rushed in to his side. You are in the hospital. You fainted. Do you remember? Jungkook weakly. Oh, yeah, a little. Taehyung helped him sit up and offered him some water. Taehyung gently drank slowly. Their fingers brushed. Jungkook looked away. Jungkook, you don't have to pretend to care. Taehyung, I am not pretending. Jungkook bitterly. You shouted at me like I was nothing in front of everyone. Taehyung, I didn't know it was you, but that's not an excuse. I'm sorry. Jungkook, you always say sorry, then go back to being cold. Taehyung, I know and I hate it. That made Jungkook blink. Jungkook, what? Taehyung quietly, I hate how I push you away. I hate how I freeze up every time I want to say something real. I have always been like this, Jungkook, but today when you feel my heart stop it. Jungkook softly, I thought you didn't care. Taehyung, I care too much, that's the problem. He took Jungkook's hand. Taehyung, voice trembling, I'm scared of losing you before I ever had the chance to love you properly. Jungkook's eyes widen. Jungkook, then start now. Later that day at home, Taehyung brought Jungkook's sleeper, adjusted his pillow, and made him hot soup. Even though he didn't know how to cook, he even sat beside him awkwardly while holding a bowl of berries. Taehyung muttering, they said fruits are good. I googled it. Jungkook trying not to smile. You googling cooking? I must be dying. Taehyung, don't joke like that. He pouted. Jungkook teasing. Ah, Kim, Taehyung has a heart after all. Taehyung is smiling shyly. Only for you. Jungkook's cheeks flushed pink. Just like that, something shifted between them. Not everything was healed, but something had begun, something real, something warm. The came in sun next morning. Soft sunlight poured through the sheer curtains of the shared room. Jungkook lay under the warm blanket, blinking slowly as he opened his eyes. His body still ached a little, but it was the heaviness in his chest that tugged at him more. He turned his head. Taehyung was sitting beside him, fast asleep in the chair, his turtle lips slightly parted, wearing a wrinkled sweatshirt and track pants instead of his usual suits. He looked like he hadn't slept properly. Jungkook softly, you were being like this now? He stared at for a long time, eyes softening. Just then, Taehyung stirred, blinked, his sleepy eyes open. Taehyung, you are awake? He stood up quietly. Wait, how are you feeling? Dizzy? Headache? Do you want soup or water? Jungkook, you are hovering. Taehyung, sitting back down. I googled that too. Husbands hover when they care. Jungkook blinking. Are you saying you care? Taehyung pausing. Yes. Silence. Jungkook looked away, biting his lower lip. His voice came out smaller this time. Jungkook, you didn't before. Taehyung, I did. I just didn't know how to show it. But I want to try now. if you will let me. Later that day, living room, Jungkook sat on the sofa wrapped in a soft blanket. Taehyung sat beside him, awkwardly holding a bowl of fruit in one hand and a cup of ginger tea in other. Taehyung opened his mouth, Jungkook raising an eyebrow. What am I, a baby? Taehyung, fine, strive. He stood up dramatically. Jungkook giggled. Despite himself, Jungkook, okay, wait, I will eat. He took the fruit from the spoon and chewed slowly. Taehyung watching him the entire time. Jungkook playfully, why are you staring like I'm gonna drop dead any second? Taehyung, because I almost lost you. They made Jungkook go quiet. Flashback a month ago, Taehyung and to his friend Jimin. I didn't want this marriage. I never even got to confess to the one I liked, and now I'm stuck in this responsibility. Jimin, don't say that, man. Jungkook is nice, he's kind. At least try. Taehyung coldly, kind doesn't mean I have to love him. Back then, Jungkook had overheard the conversation, and ever since he present living room, Jungkook partly. You said once you didn't want this marriage. Taehyung froze. Jungkook looking down. I heard you that day talking to Jimin. You said you were stuck, that you never loved me. Taehyung, guilt in his eyes. Jungkook, I was angry, confused. I didn't know you then. I didn't know you then, Jungkook, but I knew you, and I liked you even when you ignored me. Taehyung softly, I was a coward, Jungkook. Yes, you were. Taehyung nodding, and I still might be, but I want to be brave for you, for us. There was a long silence. Then Jungkook turned his face to Taehyung and whispered, Jungkook, I will give you a chance, just one. Taehyung's eyes sparked. 1 week later, soft shifts. Everything didn't change overnight, but small things did. Things started making breakfast. Jungkook laughed when he burned toast for the third time. They started eating together. Sometimes they fall asleep on opposite ends of the couch watching movies. Sometimes they would secretly pull the blanket over Jungkook in the middle of the night, and sometimes Jungkook would pretend to stay asleep just to feel things and on his hair. One evening, a call from Jimin. Jimin, you are glowing. Taehyung, what happened? Taehyung is smiling softly. I think I am falling for my husband. That night, shared bedroom, they both lay in bed. The lights were off, but neither of them were asleep. The air was quite peaceful. Taehyung whispering in dark, are you awake? Jungkook also whispering, yes. Taehyung, I used to think love had to be loud, fireworks, passion, but now I think love is quiet, like the way you held my hand in the hospital even when you were unconscious. Jungkook, Taehyung, you scared me that day. Jungkook, I know you smelled like panic. Taehyung turning slightly to face him. I don't want to go back to how we were. Jungkook turning to me neither. Taehyung softly, can I hold you? Taehyung, Jungkook nodding. Taehyung pulling him into his chest, gently wrapping an arm around his waist. For the first time in months, they both slept with a smile on their faces. Text message next morning from Jimin. Wow, you two really changed the weather. Even the sky looks like it's blessing. Taehyung brought a purse bunny and placed it next to Jungkook's pillow. Jungkook teasing, really, a bunny? You think I am 5? Taehyung, no, I just thought it would be nice to hug when I'm not there. Jungkook, but you are there, here. Taehyung smiling gently. Sometimes healing came in whispers, sometimes love is revealed through small smiles, soft touches, and late night confession. Their story wasn't perfect, but it was real and it had just begun again. in Kim's kitchen. The smell of burnt toast filled the air again. Taehyung cooking. I swear I followed the recipe this time. Jungkook laughing. You put the bread in the microwave, not in the toaster. Taehyung pouting. Same heat, was the difference. Jungkook, everything, Mr. CEO. They giggled. Jungkook reached over and gently wiped the floor off Taehyung's cheek and with his thumb, Jungkook softly, "You are trying too hard." Taehyung sincerely, "Because you have worth it." Their eyes locked for a second. The kitchen felt too small, too quiet, too filled with unsaid things. Before Taehyung could say more, the doorbell rang. Jungkook, "I will get it." Front door. Jungkook opened the door and froze. Still as beautiful as ever, standing there was a tall man with gentle brown and a smile. He looked familiar, too familiar. Jungkook saw Sijin. Sijin, hey, Cookie, long time, huh? He's my ex. Taehyung's face went blank. Flashback years ago, before the marriage, Jungkook had been in love once with Sejin, a charming artist who swept him off his feet. But when Taehyung's father fell ill and debt started piling up, Sejin left, disappeared. Jungkook was heartbroken. He thought it was love. It wasn't. Present living room. Taehyung asked Don, "What do you want?" Sejin is smirking. "I just wanted to see Jungkook. I heard he got married, but I didn't know it was you." Jungkook. Sejin, "I think you should go." Sejin to Jungkook, "You still have that scar near your collarbone. I remember how you got it when we went hiking." Taehyung, clenching his fist, "Leave, Sejin." "Oh, is that jealousy I see?" Taehyung is stepping closer. "If you touch my husband again, I will show you what real jealousy looks like." Jungkook stood between them. Jungkook firmly, "Stop it, both of you." Jungkook to Sejin, "You lost the right to talk to me the day you walk away. I am happy now. I am loved." Taehyung's eyes widened slightly at the word loved. Sejin clenches. Sejin, "Fine. Guess I was too late. Take care, Cookie." Hey, and he left. Later that evening, quiet room. Taehyung sat on the couch, arm crossed, brows frowned. Jungkook walked in with 2 mugs of tea. Jungkook, "You haven't said a word since he left." Taehyung, "I didn't know you had someone before." Jungkook sighing, "Do you want to know everything about my past or love me in the present?" Taehyung looking at him, "Love you." The room went silent. Jungkook slowly sat beside him. Jungkook nervously, "Do you mean that?" Taehyung softly, "Yes, I don't know what it was before, but now I feel it in everything. When you laugh, when you fall asleep next to me, when you got hurt, I couldn't breathe." Jungkook was shaking, then said, "Taehyung, say what?" Jungkook said properly, "Say you love me." Taehyung pausing, "I will, but not when you ask me to. I will say it when your heart isn't afraid anymore. When you look at me and know it's real." Jungkook blinked, surprised. Jungkook softly, "You are impossible." Taehyung grinning, "Still yours?" Of laundry room chaos, Jungkook tried to carry too many clothes at once and trip it on a sock. Jungkook yelping, "Ah!" Taehyung catch him mid-fall. Taehyung, "You really like falling into my arms, don't you?" Jungkook blushing, "I didn't do it on purpose." Taehyung teasing, "I will start charging per fall." They both laughed, tangled in each other, surrounded by soft towels and scattered laundry. Nighttime bedroom. Jungkook was brushing his hair, looking at himself in the mirror. Taehyung stood beside him. Their eyes met in mirror. Taehyung softly, "That ex of yours, he is a fool." Jungkook, "Why?" Taehyung, "Because he had your love and lost it. I wouldn't make the same mistake." He walked away without another word. Jungkook stared at the door, heart racing, diary entry. Jungkook later that night, he didn't say "I love you," but he looked at me like I was the only star in the sky. Maybe that's more honest than any words. Love doesn't bloom overnight, it grows through shared teacups, held hands, and jealous glances. Taehyung had never said the word out loud, but Jungkook heard them in every unspoken moment, and maybe, just maybe, he was starting to believe again. Weeks later, afternoon, Jungkook was folding clothes in the bedroom when Taehyung walked in holding something behind his back. "Jungkook, what are you holding?" Hiding. Taehyung grinning. "A plant?" Jungkook suspicious. "Is it edible? Is it dangerous?" Taehyung, "No and no." "Pack your bag." "Light clothes one night." Jungkook frowning. "Where are we going?" Taehyung, "It's a surprise." Jungkook playfully. "Is this Taehyung leaning closer. "Only if you scream cute." Road trip early that evening, they drove with the windows half open, wind blowing softly, music playing in the background. Taehyung tapped the steering wheel rhythmically while Jungkook quietly watching the sunset from the passenger seat. Taehyung laughing. "Then I will buy the moon, put it in your hands." Jungkook smiling, cheesy. Taehyung, "But true." Private cottage hidden in the hills. They arrive at the small cozy cabin surrounded by the pine trees. The scent of the fresh wood, pine and dew filled the air. There were fairy lights wrapped around the porch. A warm fire was already light inside. Jungkook amazed. "This is beautiful." Taehyung, "I thought you would like it." Jungkook, "I love it." Taehyung quietly, "I was hoping you would say that." Nighttime, under the stars, half a blanket were spread out under the stars. The uh, thermos of hot cocoa between them. Jungkook lay on the back, staring at the sky. Jungkook, "Do you think people like us?" Jungkook, "I mean, with everything that happened, the coldness, the pain, the distance, doesn't feel like love." A story sometimes. Taehyung turning to him. "But we are still here." Jungkook quietly, "Yeah." Taehyung, "And maybe love isn't perfect. Maybe it's just trying again, even after you break, choosing each other over and over." Jungkook, "You made it sound easy." Taehyung, "That's not, but loving you in the one thing I want to do right." Silence. The stars blinked softly above them. Taehyung sat up slowly. Taehyung was trembling slightly. Jungkook sitting up too. "Yeah." Taehyung reached out and gently cupped Jungkook's cheek. Taehyung, "Finally, I love you." Jungkook's eyes widen. Taehyung, "I love the way you hum when you fold clothes, the way you talk to plants when you water them, the way your nose scratches when you are annoyed with me." Taehyung is smiling softly. "I love you for staring even when I give you nothing." Tears welled up in Jungkook's eyes. Jungkook whispering, "You are such an idiot." Taehyung is smiling. "An idiot who loves you?" Jungkook suddenly threw his arm around Taehyung's neck. Jungkook choked up. "I love you too, so much. You don't know how much I waited for this." Taehyung, "I do. I waited too. I just didn't know I was waiting for you." They started still like that, wrapped in each other under the silent sky. Later that night, Taehyung took Jungkook under the covers. Taehyung, are you warm enough? Jungkook is smiling. With you beside me always. Taehyung clenched, turning off the lamp. Jungkook reached for his hand in the dark. Don't let go in the morning. Taehyung squeezing his hand. Never. Back home the next morning, back at their home, Jungkook hung a new photo of the bedroom wall, a candid of them in front of the cottage. Taehyung was kissing Jungkook's temple while Taehyung laughed. Taehyung wrapped his arms around him from behind. You look like happiness, Jungkook. I feel like home. Note from Jungkook found in Taehyung's suit jacket. You once said you didn't know how to love, but Taehyung, you do. You love in Bonto's silent hugs, in the way you beg when I sneeze. I didn't need a perfect husband. I just need you, every virgin forever. I didn't need a perfect husband. I just need you, every virgin forever. Some love stories don't start with fireworks. Some begin with cold silence, split jaws, and a fainting heart. But if you listen closely, even broken hearts whisper, try again, and they did. The end. I know some of you will not love it, but please try to understand this kind of love too, where it's not all fluff and easy to do. It's a difficult task. It starts from hate, confusion, misunderstandings, and a lot of other things. But ended with a good note. Hope you will love it. Comment it down however you feel about it. I'll see you again. Bye.